You know, I used to think when I was a kid that what I'd like to do was join the circus. And then when I was a bit older, I wanted to be in rock bands and I wanted to go on tour and be in a rock band and be fabulous and be thin and have leopard print clothing. And, you know, but you have to, to be in the circus, you either have to, you know, learn how to balance on a wire or, you know, ride a horse or a gazelle or something. And then in a rock band, you have to play a musical instrument really well or play the drums, which... So stand-up comedy touring is kind of provides those ambitions without all the difficulty of learning a skill. And I think that's why it was attractive to me. It's a way to have a rock star circus performer life without doing any work at all.
I have absolutely no idea how I would describe myself. I would not describe myself as a stand-up comedian.
Bit of a hobo sometimes, but he's utterly fabulous. I don't know.
I do stand-up, but I'm not that.
It's still dad jokes. No matter, it doesn't matter who your, you know, parents are.
I've written books. I don't think I'm a writer.
Craig's my boss, so it's kind of weird for me to even describe him.
I've made films, but I'm not really a filmmaker.
Grey hair, blue eyes, weird smiles, and a naughty head.
I'm an American, but I live in Scotland. I'm not a baby boomer, but I'm not a Gen Xer.
Craig, to me, is like a difficult, complex human being that surprises you every day.
I've blown a couple of guys, but I don't think that makes you gay.
No, I swear to God, I am never doing another stand-up special. Never. Never doing it. Do you know, I have to say, whenever I've said that to an audience before, they've kind of gone, oh, Craig, oh, no, this is terrible news. You guys are like, all right. Are we meant to give a shit now? Is that the thing? All right, I'll tell you why, given you're so interested and concerned. This fucking town, every time I go there. This fucking town. I forget and then I remember. I don't know what, my fucking wife's from this neighborhood. I should know better. Anyway, here's the thing. Here's the reason why I'm never doing another stand-up special. Please calm down. I'm not doing it because I think there's too many people doing it. I think there are too many stand-up specials. Every dick who was in a sitcom in the 1990s is doing a night. How dare you? There's too many stand-up specials, and I don't think that's right. I think that, you know, stand-up comedy should kind of be like your genitals. Let me finish. It's not special if everybody sees them, is it? If everybody sees them, you're just a tramp. Because I don't want to make specials for people who just have Netflix or streaming, like, I'll watch this guy, but I don't like him. Well, fuck you. No, I don't want to do... I want to do stand-up comedy for people that I like, that I trust, that I know will be tender. And with a running drink service. No, I appreciate the fact that, you know, I understand it's like a Sunday night, you know, it's difficult to come out. You could just be home watching TV, but you guys didn't do that. You did a difficult thing. You came here. You got a babysitter, or you tied your kids to the furniture, or whatever the fuck you have to do. And you came here. You know, as we all know, as the Danish Christian existentialist philosopher Søren Kierkegaard said, Kierkegaard!
Kierkegaard said, only the noble of heart are called to difficulty. And you, my friends, are the noble of heart. Thank you. Right, I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming out. I appreciate you doing what you had to do to be here. Kierkegaard reference in the first 10 minutes, that's pretty good, isn't it? I hope he does some stuff about Aristotle. It's like Chipotle.
I think what the road does, I think what it always has done for me is it gives you freedom and autonomy. I stopped doing stand-up comedy for a while when I was doing the Drew Carey show because I liked Drew and I liked the people I worked with, and I was making movies, I was writing movies and making movies in my off time with the show, so I kind of felt safe in a way. I was like kind of my own boss, even although I worked for them. But when I went to work for CBS doing late night, that's when I went back to doing stand-up because they owned me for television. You know, Worldwide Pants, who was the Letterman's company, and CBS owned I couldn't do anything without their permission.
People are a little jumpier than they used to be, a little ready to get angry and upset. And no, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's good that people voice when they are offended. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I like the fact that people speak up when they're offended. Please, if I say anything tonight that offends you, feel free to go fuck yourself. But that's not the point. Save your applause until it's your turn, all right? I don't mind people getting offended on their own behalf, that's fine. But now the atmosphere, people are getting offended on behalf of other people. That's wrong. That is wrong. If you get offended for a group of people that you don't belong to, aren't you robbing those very people of the dignity of being offended for themselves? Isn't that a form of cultural appropriation? Is anybody buying this shit? It's just some insurance. No, people do get offended on behalf of other people. It's fucking ridiculous. It happened to me. It happened to me after a yoga class in LA. I was, fuck you! How dare you! How dare you! Oh, yoga, Craig? I thought you'd be thinner. Yeah, I do yoga. What's your fucking problem, lady? I got it. I'm getting older. You gotta stretch it out. When I get much older, I'm gonna start doing that slow kung fu in the park. Sweatpants up to my nipples and a visor. I'll kick your ass. Yeah, I do yoga. So rude. I do the hot yoga. You guys have the hot yoga here, the Bikram yoga? Oh, ladies love the hot yoga. Yes, I go to the hot yoga. It's mostly ladies that go to the hot yoga. Gentlemen, if you are thinking about going to the hot yoga, I think I speak for us ladies when I say, please, underneath your shorts, wear a pair of Speedos or a modesty garment of some kind. I've seen a lot of taint. Some of it at yoga, and... So anyway, fuck you guys, I'm having a good time.
You put it on? Yeah, you put it on the blue. Yeah, hold your coffee. Careful for the trucks.
My name is Joe Bolter, and I'm the director of this project. And I played Secretariat on The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. I was the front half of the horse.
Who's out of the door?
That event changed my life because I worked on that show, but I was just a production assistant. So I had no relationship with Craig because there was no reason in our work life for us to interact. And over time, doing that bit, we started talking more, and that's how we became friends.
Thanks, Rory. Take the rest of the day off, buddy.
You know what? See that? See over there? That's Indiana on the other side of the river, right? On this side is Kentucky. So that's the Ohio River in between. So I'm the Ohio River. You know, I'm big and wet and dirty. And sailors muck around on me sometimes.
So I went to this yoga class. After this yoga class, the yoga instructor said to me, she said, "You're Scottish, aren't you?" I said, "Well, you can tell by how I do yoga. Because physically, Scottish people, we're just like you in every way. Except we got a little thistle on our taints." That's not true. Although I did have an idea for a new tattoo. How'd you like that joke? No, I was after a yoga class. Can we go on with this? I was after the yoga class. And this, the yoga instructor said to me, "You're Scottish, aren't you?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "I'm offended on your behalf." I went, What happened? And she said, "I'm offended," and this is true. She said, "I'm offended by the character of groundskeeper Willie in The Simpsons." I was like, "What?" She went, "Yes, that is offensive to Scottish people." I was like, "Not really." First of all, it's a joke in a cartoon. And secondly, groundskeeper Willie is in shape and has a job. I don't know how many Scottish people you know, but it's kind of a thing. Groundskeeper Willie isn't offensive to Scottish people. How dare you? No, I tell you what is, Scrooge McDuck. How dare you for Scrooge McDuck? Fuck you guys for Scrooge McDuck. How dare you? Not the bit about being angry and yelling and cautious with money and having, jacuzzis full of dollar bills and all that. That's true, we do all of that. It's the bit about being naked from the waist down. Scottish people don't do that. Unless they're going to Burning Man. That's a thing at Burning Man, the festival. Guys my age walk around naked from the waist down so they can look counterculture. They want to look counterculture, but they've also got tummies. So they have to wear shirts and then naked from... They do. It's a real thing. It's called shirt cocking. It's a real thing. They walk around Burning Man. "Hey, ladies, do you like hooba stank?"
Like, I got no problem with... I wouldn't have a problem with my kids here in my show. Well, maybe a little bit.
I have seen it. My friends watch it more than me, and I don't know. It's kind of it's the same kind of stuff that he says around the house. It's the same energy, but it's really funny when one of my friends in my group chat's like, "Dude, I completely forgot who your dad was, and I saw him on YouTube. He's so funny," and I'm like, "Thanks."
Well, thank goodness for FaceTime. That man FaceTimes me all the time.
Look, there you are, see?
Does it ever turn into sexting?
Yeah. A little bit of wife porn. Why not? Sexting is where it's at. Poor Milo.
Does that make you very uncomfortable?
No. If you want, I'm just gonna leave, because that was just gross.
I'm not gonna film any more stand-up specials. So that means if I'm not filming it, you don't film it either. Put your phones away. I see any of this shit up on YouTube tomorrow, I will find you. I know what you're thinking. "Oh, Craig, come on, we could post it anonymously. You'd never find us." Let me remind you, I have a teenage son. He has an iPhone and a very particular set of skills, which makes him a nightmare for people like you. So no filming this, and no tweeting about it either. Don't put anything on social media. Don't say anything I say on, because there's no fucking script here. I could inadvertently launch into a hateful, homophobic, racist rant or something like that. Look, I'm probably not gonna, but just in case. Don't fucking tweet anything out. But I've got a Twitter account. I can fucking put it out if I want. I don't need you fucking putting it out and getting me in trouble. Hashtag shut the fuck up.
It's true. Man, I don't know, you younger kids, you probably don't remember this, but drugs used to be illegal. Oh, it was a dark time. And when we wanted to take drugs back in the day, we used to have to close the drapes and take the phone off the hook, and then we'd smoke pot. That's what comedy's like now. You gotta be fucking careful. Take the drapes and take the phone off the hook and then get joking.
It's a big rock and roll writer right there. Look at all that. Look at that rock and roll writer. Things are getting nuts. Well, peanuts. I actually might have a couple of peanuts. What do you do with all the extra peanuts, Tomas? You starting running some kind of peanut skimming business? Ton of caramel and Tomas, he runs away. He's very shy and retiring. He's like a large Czech bunny.
My name is Tomas, and I tour manage this tour. I grew up in Moravia, which is east part, close to Vienna, Austria, and close to Slovakia. And then I lived in Prague for a while, but I didn't move to the United States until 2014. I don't know anything about comedy. The only thing I knew about comedy, when we were kids, we would listen to old Czech comedians, their live recordings.
Teď nevím, ale hodně. Hodně to bylo. Například Heraklitový desky byly.
And we used to love that, but I knew nothing about this new world of comedy, and I knew it was doing well and being very popular, but I didn't know anything about it. I knew a few names, but that was about it. And I texted my buddy in Czech, my best friend, and he goes like, "Oh, no shit, man. I really love him, and I really love his late night show." And I had no idea because I haven't had a cable or a TV since I left home,
I'm doing this tour, I'm walking around, I'm doing this Hobo Fabulous tour. That's what I'm calling it, Hobo Fabulous. Because, I'll tell you why. All right, I will. No, it's too late. I'll tell you, because I was telling a friend of mine, you guys heard of a comedian called Jay Leno? Oh, you have? All right. I mentioned that to an audience a couple of nights ago and somebody booed. Like, Jay Leno, they went, boo. I'm like, it's like booing Santa or something. That's crazy. Anyway, I was talking to Jay and I said, Jay, I am never recording another stand-up special. I'm never doing it again. And he said, that's how he talks. He inhales a lot of exhaust fumes. No, I said to Jay, I'm never doing another stand-up special. I'm never filming it again. He said, what are you talking about? You're like a hobo standing outside of a fancy restaurant telling all the people going in that you're never going to eat in that place again. Which I didn't know what he meant by that, but clearly you do, so I'm just calling this thing Hobo Fabulous. I'm just, that's all right. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything, Hobo Fabulous. It's bullshit. It's just a kind of like, hey. Or, I can't believe it's not butter. What's that thing people say now? It doesn't mean anything. Oh, yeah. I swear by Almighty God to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Just some bullshit like that. You gotta have a catchphrase, though. My catchphrase used to be, it's a great day for America. That's what I used to say, yeah. Yeah. The thing is, when I say it now, I would still say it, but when I say it now, since about 2016, whenever I say it, half of the audience get fucking mad at the other half of the audience. I say it's a great day for America, and they're like, what the hell do you mean by that? No, he's right. Shut up. No, you shut up. Fuck you. Ah! So I'm like, Hobo Fabulous. Doesn't mean shit. It's nothing. It's nothing. Like if I was a judge on Project Runway, and somebody walked down the gangway with a new outfit, I'd say to Heidi, I love that look, Heidi. It's Hobo Fabulous. And she'd be like, what does that mean? And I'd be like, I don't really know. It doesn't mean anything. Well, why would you even say it? Well, why don't you shut up, Heidi, you fucking Nazi? That escalated a little quickly, didn't it? I'm sorry about that. Remember, we agreed, no tweeting. I'm not saying Heidi Klum is not a Nazi. She's a perfectly nice woman. She's not a Nazi. She's not. Very nice. I love all these outfits over here. They're very nice. Fashion, one day you're in, the next you're out.
My name is Ron Portilla. It's like tortilla, but with a P. It's Spanish. And I'm a bus driver, and I've been driving buses, or entertainer buses, since 1986. Yeah, I mean, I'm from a town, Smiley, Texas. But I've never been with an artist that I was head over heels about, you know, as an entertainer. Now, as a human being, that's the side that I see of these guys, you know. I don't see them on stage. And like I said, there's been many entertainers that I drove that people would give their firstborn just to have that opportunity to hang out with.
Do you like driving Craig? Is it?
He's so easy. Him and Michael Bolton. Baby, I'm easy. They're just absolutely, they don't ask for nothing. And they're both just a joy to be around.
If I lived here for any length of time, I think I'd be eating fried chicken and drinking whiskey. And I'd get a Louisville Slugger, not the baseball bat, the sex thing. You know what that is? A Louisville Slugger? Because I don't know what it is, but we can make something up. I don't know.
Maybe I should wear these on stage. What do you think? To make me look like a rapper?
Yeah, if you don't tie them.
Yeah, but I'll fall over. I don't know how these rappers manage. I think at this point, it's more OCD than really anything. Because sometimes I look at this stuff, and there's... Do you remember the joke we wrote, the David Bowie tweet joke?
I think about it all the time.
And I never do it because it never works.
Yeah, well, we thought it was the funniest thing.
I thought it was the greatest joke, and it never works. Do you think I should try it? If it's a decent show, I'll try it tonight.
I would love to see it because I remember you tried it at the Comedy Works twice, and we both felt afterwards like, I mean, I was just full on depressed. Actually, when people ask me about your act, I tell them, I'm like, well, there's this great joke that's not in it, but which was meant to be in it.
I think it's a great joke, and it's never, no one who's ever heard it has ever agreed with me.
Did your dad tell you the David Bowie joke?
No, I don't think so.
Have you ever heard of David Bowie?
Yes. Have you?
I have heard of David Bowie, yeah. Thank you.
I have heard about the David Bowie joke. He ran it past me before he ever said it.
I thought it was great. I mean, once you imitate David Bowie, then I'm sold, you know?
some point
In this run.
in this tour, I'll tell, if the audience is really good, at the end of the show, I'll do the David Bowie joke that nobody likes,
Yeah.
but you and I like, because we wrote
The
it.
bonus joke.
All right, the bonus
love
joke. All right, get out, I have to get ready.
Hello, Cleveland! When I first came to America, my first ever baseball game was in Jacobs Field. It used to be called Jacobs Field, kids. What's it called now? BuzzFeed? I don't know. Fuck it. Yeah, it's Jacobs Field. Yeah, you enjoy the name of your baseball team for another couple of years as well. Hashtag, you know what I'm fucking talking about. Do you know, I went to my first baseball game here. It was the first game of the season. It was the Native Americans versus the... It was the Indians versus the California Whoopsies or something. And it was the first game of the season. It was a beautiful day. And I was with Drew Carey, who is from Cleveland, Ohio. And it was just... Drew's my buddy. He said, come to a baseball game. It's awesome. I went, all right, I'll try it. So I went with Drew. And Drew, I don't know if you know, Drew's kind of connected in this town. So we were in the owner's loge. And there were people bringing us little, like, shrimpy things on little cakes and stuff. And people were, I'll be honest, people were giving us hand jobs in the... Drew gave me a hand job. But I asked for it. And then... Like, it was such a luxury thing, and I was like, oh, I can see why Americans are into baseball. This is great. My second baseball game, I went to see the Dodgers in California. I had nosebleed seats, and I was shivved by a Crip.
I thought the crowd interaction was interesting, kind of fun with the people.
Everybody's different. Every show is different.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Well, there's no pleasing some people. You guys were awesome, though. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming out tonight. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, everybody. Thank you. Good night. Good night.
I did not care for it one fucking bit, but you know, you don't love them all, and it's not necessarily for me to have a good time. It's necessary for them to have a good time.
Okay, so explain why we're in a car and not on the bus.
The reason why we are in a car today is because we are pretty far on into the tour now, and what is common is that at this point I will rent a car and not go on the tour bus for a couple of days and drive between gigs so that I don't have to be on the tour bus. I think what happens is that as you get closer to the end of the tour, you start trying to find ways to make you feel like you're going to get home quicker.
It's a weird schedule. It's an odd, you're away from home, you're working long days, you might not sleep well in every hotel or bus or whatever. And I feel your mental strength has a lot to do with it. Because you can, if you think about it too much, if you count days too much, you can, you know, bring yourself down and like, oh my God, I still have 2 months to go, you know?
No, at the show last night, you brought up factories closing, and the audience almost turned on you.
I think the audience almost turned on me a couple of times last night.
Why don't you go fuck yourself, Craig? Oh, really? Give yourself a round of applause for telling me to go fuck myself? Is this the way? I don't know. See, this is the way it's always been with me in Cleveland. I come here, you're mean to me, and I just can't stay away.
I don't know if people are more ready to be offended than they used to be. I think they might be. I
everybody likes to be a victim. Being a victim is fashionable right now. So if you can say you're oppressing me in some way, not to take away from people who have been oppressed, obviously, but everybody wants a piece of the oppression action right now. The world is so different now. Media is so different now. The idea of what the show that we did in late night, me as the host, you as the front end of the horse, that show would be unacceptable now. We couldn't do that show now.
Right.
I mean, we really couldn't. It was too dirty and sexual and...
This is from Lauren in Honolulu. You ever been to Honolulu? What do you like about Honolulu?
Keep to the left, onto I-480 East.
Yeah, well, I am, but now you want me to keep to the right because, is it a sign of age when you actually start conversing with the GPS?
So you told me recently that you didn't like your last tour, the New Deal tour. Why is that?
I hated the New Deal tour because I was trying to, I was resisting the change in myself. It was still kind of like, cheeky monkey, great day for America stuff, and that's gone, that's done. And I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know where to be, and I was uncomfortable on the road, didn't want to be on the road. I cancelled a bunch of gigs at the end, but actually the gig we're playing tonight, I think it might be one that I cancelled. Smells a bit like poop in here, let's be honest. Okay? A little poopy in here, a little bit. That's sewage. That's untreated raw sewage, I can tell.
I meant to be here much earlier. No, let me explain quickly. I was meant to be here earlier. I can't tell you too much about it, but Russians. If you've ever seen me before, it wasn't here because I canceled. Russians. Did I cancel twice? Russians. Anyway. If you've ever seen me before, sorry about cancelling twice. You'll know what I like to do of an evening is tell a joke. I like to tell one joke per show. It's usually only one joke. I don't usually have time for any. I get sidetracked. In the past, I've told the oldest joke in the world, the dirtiest joke in the world, the best joke in the world. But tonight, I've got something a little different for you. Something a little strange. Tonight, I have a joke for you that does not exist. Good, good. No, it doesn't. There's only a fragment of this joke has been found. Scientists don't really know what the joke consists of. All that's been found is the punchline of the joke. That's all. The joke itself does not exist, but the punchline exists, but it's good. It's such a good punchline. I think I should tell it to you so you know. The punchline of the joke is, what are you talking about? The first time he tried it, he was sick. The second time, his hat blew off. See? You didn't even hear the joke, and you're like, not bad, not bad. I mean, I don't know what the joke, I have no idea even what the joke is about. The first time you tried it, it was sick. The second time, his hat blew off. My best guess is it's some kind of sailing sex mix-up joke. That's what, it would sound like that, because what could make you, sick and make your hat fly off and get them mixed up? I don't know how you could mix up sailing and sex. They're very different, of course. Hang on, no, I got one. Sailing and sex, very different, yes. One involves swabbing the poop deck. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking do it, yes I am. One involves swabbing the poop deck, and the other one is sailing, yeah. Fuck it, I'm gonna do some more, hold on. Sailing and sex, very different, of course. One involves hoisting the mast and hoping the wind breaks to your advantage. And the other one is sailing. Oh, fuck, here's one, all right. Sailing and sex, very different, of course. One involves the smell of the ocean and fresh spray in your face. Oh, we found the edge now, Munhall, is that what it is? And the other one's sailing. I like sailing. I do like sailing. I love it. I used to have a boat. I used to have a sailboat. I did. And then I sold it because, I got married. What was I gonna need a boat for after I got married? Because, hey. No, I got married. I mean, they say the two greatest days of a man's life are when he buys his boat, when he sells his boat, which of course is bullshit. Anybody who says that has clearly never taken drugs. Those of us that have taken drugs know the two greatest days of a man's life are the 2 days you drop acid and watch Scooby-Doo.
Liam, what was the greatest day of your life?
That's hard to answer.
I don't know what the greatest day of your life is. What's the greatest day of your life? When your kids are born, maybe? Is that it? Fuck, I guess not. Fuck you, Greg! How dare you bring up the kids? We tied them to the furniture to come and see you. Now we feel guilty. I don't know, men sometimes say that. Men sometimes say, my kids are born, it was the greatest day of my life. Women rarely say it, I will admit. Women say things like, that day I had a glass of wine with Janice in Italy. That was the greatest day of my life. Squirting your baby out of my cooter was not the greatest day of my life. That's right, I said cooter. I don't know, what's the greatest day of your life? When you lose your virginity, perhaps? Is that it? Oh, my God! Oh, man, who hurt you? No! You said you were not going to talk about the church. Shh. Sorry. Do you know what? Sometimes I would like to complain against myself. I'm not getting offended on her behalf. I'm just getting scared on your all behalf. I don't know. If you're ever looking for my virginity, by the way, I lost it in a town called Scarborough in the north of England. Hey, it was you! I did. I lost it in Scarborough in 1979 when I was 17. I wanted to lose it before that, but, no one wanted to help me out. You can't really do it on your own. I mean, I'd been in the simulator for a long time. I was ready to go. I'd been practicing like crazy. I was at ramming speed. I wanted to have sex the minute puberty hit. When I was 13, I wanted to have sex right away. The minute the hormones hit me, you want to have sex right away. But these same hormones that make you want to have sex are also covering your skin in pustules and lumps and stuff like that. You literally turn into a horny dude. For years, I was walking around like that. I want to fuck something. But you can't because A, it's illegal, and B, you're all bumpy and greasy and spotty. Bumpy, greasy, and spotty, of course, Santa's forgotten reindeer. You know Dasher and Dancer and Donner and Blitz and Bumpy and Greasy and Spotty. But do you recall the greatest reindeer of all, Rudolph? Do you know that Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, was actually named after Rudolf Hess, Hitler's deputy? Now, that's not true, but it will be when I put it on the internet. What is it, Sunday? I can have that shit true by Tuesday, easy. Social justice warriors. Did you know? No, I had no idea. Yeah, Santa was a Nazi. Santa's not a Nazi. Hang on, I just thought of something. Hang on. Give me a minute. Ho, ho, ho. You guys are bad. I'm fun. That's outrageous. Put all the presents over here.
I'm gonna get a cup of coffee here, I think. What country are we in again? I think, you know, being on the tour and standing on stage and saying stuff in the hope that people laugh, I suppose, is stand-up comedy. But I'm not a joke teller in that sense. I'm not a technician. I don't have enough discipline, I think, to do that.
Well, I want to talk about that actually because, you know, I'm with you when you assemble the act in the early stages, right?
Sure, yeah. You write it with me.
His act is very personal, and I don't want to give the impression that I write a ton of it because I don't. We both individually write pieces and we send it to each other and then we assemble it. I'm mostly there to help him in the assembly. He's got a ton of ideas. His brain goes 1,000 miles a minute, and I help him focus it down.
I mean, I have friends who are comedians, but I'm not in that world. Nobody's fucking inviting me to be in cars having coffee with comedians. I'm not one of those guys.
But you're in a car, so you're part of the way there.
I'm in a car and I've had coffee today. But, you know, I'm not in the Carnegie Deli with people, or I'm not hanging out at the Golden Globes, or I can't seem to be part of it. I'd love to be part of a group of people, but I've never been able to do it. Even in late night, I couldn't fucking do it. And there's only about 10 people that do late night television. I like James Corden. Just the irony kind of struck me is that I was in that job for 10 years and I constantly worried about my weight and my accent. And then when I quit, they put in a fat guy with a worse accent than me. I think the septic tank must be under there. What do you think? Like, see that there?
Oh, yeah.
I think under there is a good 200 years of shit. You know, if I'd have known you were going to be here, I would have put makeup on my legs.
Oh, legs look great. Are you kidding?
They're always the last thing to go. Legs are the last thing to go. That's why I'm like Elaine Stritch.
Oh, yeah, you are. Oh, yeah, you can move.
They're so nice, aren't they? They're very nice. I wanted to. You're such a nice crowd. We were recording this thing, and there's a joke that I wanted to do that nobody ever thinks is funny, but I think it's worth trying with you guys tonight. It was a joke. I wanted to do this joke. You know when I was talking about how much I hate famous people, and I do. I hate famous people. They're assholes. So I had this idea that I wanted to do this joke, and whenever I've tried to do this joke during that bit when I was talking about famous people, nobody laughs at this joke. They hate this joke, but I love it. And I think you guys need to hear it. It's a joke. All right, but you're not going to like it. But I feel like... But I'll like it. That's right. All right, so here's the thing. It's a joke because I was talking about, like, famous people, how I hate it, and how, like, everybody, like, famous people tweet out their political opinions, and I was like, fuck, I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to... And when they tweet out, famous people tweet out what they had for lunch, like I give a fuck. Like, I give a fuck what fucking, I don't know, Larry King had for lunch. I know what Larry had for lunch. He had fucking pastrami. He always has fucking pastrami. I had pastrami for lunch. So I used to say this thing, like, I don't care what any famous person would have for lunch. There's only one person I would care about their lunchtime tweet. The only lunchtime tweet I would care to read was if David Bowie was still alive, God rest him. If he was still alive, yes, I would read David Bowie's lunchtime tweets because I think they'd be great. Had lunch today. Had lunch today with Brian Eno and Iggy Pop. Brian had a banana. Iggy had a sandwich. And I had a hero, which I think is a great joke. That is a great joke. You are the first guys that have ever laughed at that joke. I will never cancel again. I am so sorry. Please forgive me. I had a wonderful time. Thank you very much, everybody. I'll see you next time, all right? Good night. Good night.
That's awesome that the joke finally worked.
Yeah, and did it ever, man? It fucking killed.
The Bowie one? They totally got it. This crowd loved you.
The Bowie joke. How about that?
Fucking slammed it, right?
They loved it.
Yeah.
They were so excited.
And now it'll make it in the series.
Well, yeah. They gotta laugh. This is the best system for getting a joke ever.
Yeah.
It's finding the right audience. I felt the eagerness of the canceling 2 shows for this show.
Yeah.
But it worked out great. I thought it was a great show.
It was a great show. It felt like it was really strong.
Yeah.
And I thought it was cool they actually let you know that you canceled twice, because that means they care, you know?
Yeah. So now the fact that the dressing room smelled of sewage.
That's why I moved here.
I need to have the sewage smell in the dressing room for every show.
Oh, yeah, just like looking underwear again.
Good one, Daddy.
What I'm saying is I had terrible acne when I was a kid. When I was 13 years old, I had terrible acne. Some of my zits I can remember now, 40 years later. I still remember them by name, some of them. Yeah, they had names. One in particular I remember, the Daisy Henderson. It was named after a girl I knew, Daisy Henderson, who was that girl in junior high school. She was beautiful. She was that girl that the girls all want to be and the balls, yeah. My balls wanted to be with her, the boys wanted to be with her, and my balls wanted to be with her. She was out of my league, though, Daisy. She was gorgeous, Daisy. She was beautiful. She was one of those girls, she had, like, Disney little squirrels followed her around and little songs, and she had dwarves and shit, and, she had teeth. That's a thing in Scotland, she had teeth. She was so out of my league. Every time she looked at me, I passed gas. I was like, hi, Daisy. Excuse me. Which is weird, because now that's an exact replica of my relationship with my wife. Except when she looks at me, she passes gas. Polite gas, though, nice gas, lady gas. Did someone light a scented candle down?
When Craig goes on the road, it's probably the most challenging time in our marriage.
I'm still enjoying the shows. I'm getting a little weary of the travel and I want to go home.
It's really easy to get burned out on tour, you know, especially if you do it for 15 years, 20 years, or however long. Whenever you're ready, Frank.
All right.
Let's go. This is going to be a weird one.
It's taken its toll. Like I said, I've missed a lot of birthdays for grandkids and kids, and 32 years worth.
Because the road it's a very lonely place. It's a very odd thing to do if you're not enjoying the shows.
I'm so happy to be back here at 10:30 on fucking Saturday night. When you've all lost a little money and you're a little liquored up and pissed.
You know, and if you can't explain why you're out there, if I can't explain to my kids while I'm out here, my youngest boy in particular, if I can't explain to him why I'm on the road, then I shouldn't be there.
So why does your dad go on tour?
For money.
Look, I gotta be honest with you, I feel a little vulnerable because I wore a vest tonight. I don't normally wear a vest. I thought, I want to look like I'm a dealer. But I feel a little uncomfortable. Do I look like Ellen a little bit? Anyway, what I'm saying was this girl was out of my league. But something happened between the first year of junior high school and the second year of junior high school. It's very important in my life. I came to America for the first time. I came with my dad, and we came to visit my Uncle James and my Aunt Susan, who lived in Smithtown in Long Island, just outside New York. You know Smith? Yeah, Smithtown, the Paris of Long Island. But it was to me, man. This was this American dream. I came to visit, and something very important happened. It was the summertime, and I went with my American cousins. We went to the beach in the summer. Now, I'd been to the beach in Scotland, but that's a different thing. You go to the beach in Scotland, you keep your coat on, and you go, oh, this is fucking great, isn't it? But I went with my American cousins in summertime to the beach, and I got for the first time tan. I got a tan for the first time in my life. Well, Scottish people don't really get tan, just our freckles get bigger and closer together, and you start looking like a giraffe. But during that vacation, puberty hit, and I grew magnificent eyebrows. Well, one eyebrow, but a fucking beauty. It was like right across here like that. Gorgeous, thick, sexy, big, black, hairy, sexy. It was lovely. It was like a 1970s porn vagina right across my head. So I was still a little tubby kid, but I looked like a giraffe and I had a vagina on my head. And then when I went back home, I was the kid that had been to America. So suddenly I was interesting to the rest of the kids at junior high school. And they would ask me about America, like, oh, what's America like? Do they really have potatoes made of gold? I was like, oh, yeah. And it made me so popular that I actually became confident. I started walking around talking in an American accent. I got so confident that I asked Daisy Henderson out on a date. I just walked right up to her and I said, say, Toots, do you want to go to the movies this weekend? It'll be swell. Because that's how Americans used to talk. I mean, nowadays, of course, if I was doing it, I'd say, hola, amiga. Fucking me, fuck you. Oh, Craig, don't say things that we don't feel comfortable about. Then leave the front fucking row, motherfucker. Yeah. Oh, Craig, you're saying things that aren't necessarily true. Yeah, that's called a joke, you fucking idiot. Like, oh, you're saying things which are inappropriate. It's very difficult to be appropriately appropriate.
Yeah, we're still at the casino, obviously, because of the magnificence of our surroundings. Did you see the coffee in the rooms?
No, I didn't.
The coffee, there's a little coffee machine in the room, and it's a little packet of pre-made coffee, and it's Guy Fieri's premium roast coffee. That's when you know you're in a classy joint. First of all, the Guy Fieri coffee, I think Guy's not thinking it through with the look. You can get a close-up in a minute, but he's not thinking about the look of this because he's wearing a black and red top and he's got blonde. It, for all the world, looks like, you know, Hitler coffee. It's like Nazi coffee. Look at that. It's like Third Reich coffee design. Doesn't it look like that?
Yeah.
It looks a little too Nazi. And then it's listen to this, because this is Guy. I think Guy must have written this himself. This is written on the back of the coffee.
Welcome to Flavortown Roasts. You're gonna dig the big, bold taste and funky flavors of my coffee line. With a full menu of righteous brews, you're gonna find your new coffee and love right here.
Wow.
See that's what I fucking am in a casino as well. I'm just another fucking product thrown at people's faces. So when you play a casino, I think that the audience they're not really there to see you. They'll tolerate you being there, which is a different thing, I think. I mean, the show last night was okay for a casino show, but you know, when I yelled at that guy down the front and stuff, I enjoyed that.
What's going on here? Did you get security? Or did he just bring you in? What were you doing? Did he just bring you in here? Did you think there'd be an opening act? Because I'm just going to suck for the first 20 minutes and then charge myself $1,000. It's just the same thing. Did he bring you in, or did he give you any trouble? I didn't see what happened. It was all good? I don't want to talk about it, okay? It's just a thing. Fucking keep going. Shut up. Just fucking dance, monkey boy, with your little fucking vest on. Go ahead and fucking dance. Tell us a fucking joke. Shut the fuck up. I forgot. I've been in the Midwest all week. I forgot I was back on the East fucking Coast again. Just tell your fucking jokes, hey, laughing boy. Fuck you. Fucking talk to me. I fucking paid money. I don't even fucking pay. I'm just a high fucking roll. I sit in the front. I don't even fucking look at. Fuck you, man. So you fucking talking to me. You fucking talking to me. Fuck you.
Like the show before me last night, because there was a show before me last night, it was called Legends, and it was a bunch of like a George Michael impersonator, an Elvis impersonator. A David Bowie impersonator, which I think I could probably do better. And was there anyone alive being impersonated? I don't think so. I think it was all dead legends. So I don't know how good I feel about being on that bill. But they pay well, and you give you a magnificent bed and a Guy Fieri coffee.
And is that the reason? Because a lot of comedians, I'm guessing, feel that way. So they balance it out with a financial incentive. Is that the idea?
Yeah, they pay you more. It's kind of like I think it's a little like rappers doing commercials for Imodium. You know, you balance the hip against the financial return. This is not quite Imodium, and I'm not quite a rapper, but you understand. Like, I would say predominantly the audience coming to see me here would know me not from late night or for stand-up, but from the daytime game show that I did. I think that's what it is.
So I asked her out on a date, and she said yes. And the minute she said yes, I started feeling a tingling. And not where I wanted to feel it, you know, not in the area that shall not be named. Voldemort. Yeah, 10 points to Hufflepuff. All right. No, I didn't, because, you know, I started feeling a tingling here, right in the end of my nose. And I was thinking, oh, God, not now, not a zit, now, just at my moment of glory. So I thought, I'd heard that, you know, if you put toothpaste on a zit, it would dry it out. But this is Scotland. There's no fucking toothpaste. So I went home that night, and I swear this is true. I thought, I'll sleep it off. I'll try and sleep away the zit. I'll go to bed early and try and sleep away the zit. So I went to bed early that night. But before I went to sleep, for the first time in a long time, I prayed. I prayed to the baby Jesus. You gotta pray to baby Jesus. Don't pray to grown-up Jesus. The grown-up Jesus is gonna see through your shit right away. Grown-up Jesus is like, what am I, fucking skincare line? Fuck you, I'm busy. I'm not Revlon. Deal with your own fucking acne. I'm Jesus. That's why he does that, because of all the prayers. He's like, what now? That's grown-up Jesus. Don't pray to grown-up Jesus if you want, and pray to baby Jesus, because babies are fucking stupid. They are. Fucking watch the same movie over and over again. I'm hungry. Well, fucking eat something. I'm tired. Stop fucking crying. Go to sleep. I've shit my pants. Not the baby, that was me right there. Babies are fucking stupid. Anybody that's had kids is agreeing with me right now. He's right, they're stupid. People that have not had kids are like, Craig, babies are special. Wait till you fucking have one. You'll never be as good a parent as you are before your children are born. Because you're gonna do it different and everything's gonna be great. And your kids will be born and you'll be just like the rest of us. Tired and disappointed. And extensively touring the United States.
I don't like cheese. I don't like cheese. Cheese is disgusting.
That's such
it makes
a
me
lie.
puke.
You've always eaten cheese.
No.
That's such a lie.
I never eat cheese.
Literally
Cheese.
last night, we had pasta with cheese on it.
No, I never eat cheese. I didn't eat cheese. I didn't eat pasta with cheese.
He told himself he was scared of glue a few years ago, and now he's just completely convinced himself that he's scared of glue. It's just like his father.
Anyway, I prayed to the baby Jesus. I said, please, baby Jesus, in your manger, where you live, please, baby Jesus, please take away the zit on the end of my nose like you did for that leper. If you do this for me, baby Jesus, I'll read your book. And you know, when I woke up the following morning, my prayer had been completely ignored. I knew it was bad the minute I opened my eyes. The minute I opened my eyes, it was restricted vision right away. I was like, oh, fuck. There's either a solar eclipse or I'm in a lot of fucking trouble right now. And I could hear my family off in the kitchen. They were all having breakfast, you know, Scottish people having breakfast. Oh, Shrek, farty donkey, freedom, fuck the English, bacon, eggs, all that stuff. You know, Scottish people having breakfast. Scrooge McDuck. Pancakes. And I wanted to go and have breakfast with my family, but I thought I better look at this zit first. And I sat up in bed, and the weight of it pulled my head forward. I was like, this is bad. So I went to the bathroom to look at it, and I looked in the mirror. It was unbelievable. I mean, technically it was one zit, but it had 3 heads. 3. And they were kind of moving like it was a sentient being. And it was kind of like, it was kind of going, it had a soundtrack. Like, not actual music, but you know, like a Hans Zimmer sound bed on a Christopher Nolan movie. You know what I'm talking about? Kind of, I was like, oh my God, hey, look at this fucking thing. I thought, look, don't squeeze it. Everybody knows, don't squeeze it. Don't touch it, don't squeeze it. You'll just make it worse. I thought, I'll just feel the side of it. I swear, I didn't even touch it. I didn't even touch it. And foul yellow custard all over the bathroom mirror. I was like, all right, you bastard, I'm going in. So I started squeezing it. And there was more custard came out, and then blood was mixed in with the custard. Looked like ketchup on a fried egg. Bon appetit tomorrow morning, everybody. I squeezed it and I got it all out, and then it was there, lying across the bathroom sink. An abstract postcard of hell. And I thought, I better look at my face in the mirror to see how much this has improved the situation. So I looked at my face in the mirror, but my face was not there. It was gone. It had been replaced by a baboon's anus. Not any baboon. A vagrant baboon that enjoys Mexican food. It was really fucking bad. I mean, it was really bad. All it was just like abstract with a little bit of eyebrow. That was it. I was like, I can't go to school. I can't go to school. Daisy Henderson can't see me like this. She'll call off the date. It's too early in our relationship. So I thought, I gotta avoid school. So I had to do what every kid does when they want to avoid school. I yelled to my mother, who was in the kitchen. I said, Mom, I can't go to school. I've got diarrhea. Now, my mother raised 4 kids. She wasn't an idiot. She knew it wasn't diarrhea. But a mother can tell in the tone that something's wrong. She was like, it's not diarrhea, but something's wrong. And I swear this is true. She came at the bathroom door. She knocked on the door and she said, Craig, I've brought you a glass of water for your diarrhea. I was like, no, thanks, Mom, I can't drink anything. And she's like, oh, no, you have to drink or you'll die. That's why it's called diarrhea. I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to let her see it. So I opened the door and she saw my face and she started crying. It's really bad. She was like, oh, son. Oh, you squeezed, didn't you? You squeezed. I was like, yeah, I did, yeah. She went, it's really bad. I'm like, I know. She went, it's like a baboon's anus. I'm like, shut up, Mom. She said, you can't go to school like this. I went, I know. She went, all right, don't worry. I'll just tell everyone you've shit your pants so you don't get embarrassed. Everybody, Craig's not going to school today. He's shit his pants. It's really bad. Don't come and look. It's all over his legs and shoes. Hello, is that Craig's school? Yes, he will not be at school today, I'm afraid. He has shit his pants. Very badly, all over his legs and shoes. Probably best if you tell all the other children just how bad it is. Hello, is that the BBC? Breaking news story. Craig has shit his pants. Really bad, all over his legs and shoes. 3 days I was off school with that fucking zit. 3 days! It was some kind of infected super zit. I had to go to a doctor. I had to go to the doctor in Scotland. And when the doctor saw it, this is a Scottish doctor. I've never seen a Scottish doctor do this before or since. But when I walked in and he saw my face, he put down his cigarette. He's like, who the fuck is this? It's like a baboon's anus. 3 days I was off school with that zit. And when I went back to school, Daisy Henderson had gone out on a date with Mikey Plimpton, who was meant to be my friend. They went out to see a movie together. And after the movie, they kissed. Which, under the rules of junior high school, as you know, means they were boyfriend and girlfriend. So I had to wait for them to break up before I could ask her out. But here's the thing, and I swear this is true. This is why we're not tweeting about it, because this is real people involved here. They didn't break up at junior high school or college. And after college, they got married. They have 2 kids together. I know, it's a terrible fucking story, isn't it? I mean, about 10 years ago, I was doing a show in Scotland and they came backstage and we all laughed about it. Well, they laughed. I didn't fucking laugh about it. Anyway, it turned out all right in the end. About 3 years ago, he went to prison for insurance fraud and she divorced him. So, you know, all's well that ends well. That's true. Did you applaud that? You're a dark motherfucker. Oh, good, yeah, good. That made me feel better. Yeah, that's good, good. Here's the thing, you wanna know how much of a dick I am? This is true, I may as well tell you. My sister called me up and said, hey, did you hear Mikey Plimpton's gone to jail for insurance fraud and Daisy's divorcing him? And the first words out of my mouth before I could even think of it was, karma's a bitch, I guess. Because apparently I can let things go.
Bowie joke?
Oh, I don't know if I'll do the Bowie joke. It's a casino.
Okay. I'm just always cheering for the Bowie joke.
Well, it's because you were involved in the writing of the Bowie joke.
Yes.
I don't know that.
I just felt like if Bowie was here, which he was earlier.
I feel like most of these people would rather be watching Jerry Seinfeld tonight.
Oh.
And I don't know if a Bowie joke is for people who would rather be watching.
I actually hear Seinfeld does about 45 minutes of Bowie material.
What's the deal with bagels?
But here's the big closer. You thought Bowie was as good as you could get, right?
Yeah.
And I also have the set list. Big closer, Elvis. King.
Yeah, okay, got it.
So much royalty.
We got Blue Christmas, Suspicious Minds, American Trilogy, and the finale of Carol of the Bells, The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. So, hop that. That's what I have to say.
You know, I don't think I can top it tonight. I think what I'm going to try and do tonight is get through it. That's it done. Now you can go back to winning money. No, actually, I was told by the management to let you know that the slots are particularly loose tonight. Is this a Native American casino? Is it? That's good, you know. That's good, because Before the white man came, there were casinos as far as the eye could see. Now only this one. And Mohegan Sun, obviously. You guys have been awesome. I had a lovely time. Thanks very much for coming out nice and late. Be lucky when you get back there, everybody. Thanks a lot. I'll see you next time. That's a very casino gig. That is, I mean, that's really what a casino is like. It's such an odd thing. Again, and this is why it's better, or it's to make a special or a series like this as opposed to doing a stand-up special, because you can do, you see how that material plays in every place you go.
Yeah. No, it totally changes.
And I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I do the same, well, sort of.
Yeah.
I was a little tired tonight, I think, because it was a long bus ride today.
Yeah.
But you know, you do the best you can, and sometimes it hits harder than it hits there. But you know, they seem happy enough.
I saw a Blake Shelton slot machine. Have you ever thought about doing the Craig Ferguson slot machine?
No, what I'm really looking for, I'm hoping for, is I'm aiming higher than that. I want the Craig Ferguson coffee packet. Hey, cheeky monkeys, you'll love these brews. Is that right, Jeff? Yeah, they're tasty. I don't know, something like that.